Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Rishikesh in the Himalayas, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a daily yoga podcast with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator in the Bhakti Center, New York, Kaustubha Das. Welcome to the Ganga. Welcome to Rishikesh. Welcome to the Himalayas in India. Good to be here with a crew of dedicated livers, Harry Bull and Kaustubha over there. It seems like your live people have flew the coop, Kaustubha. He's live in Mayapur. What's going on with your crew?
That crew went to Vrindavan.
Oh, really? Okay.
They weren't my crew, Raghunath. They were just a crew, you know? They're Krishna's
visiting.
Crew. They passed through.
Okay, so they had a good time? You showed them around?
I showed them a few. I took them to the Ganga. I took them to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's place. We fed them well here. We did some Shastra reading. We had a good time.
They probably had a great time. You know, they were all Zoomers too, which is very cool. It's like you had a little Zoom crew.
That was, we were talking, Tara and I were, I went to a really nice event yesterday.
What was it?
Which is a whole nother thing. It was the Annaprashna ceremony for a couple of the children in the community here.
That's the first grain ceremony?
The first time the child eats grains. So that's like in 6 months or so.
My kid didn't eat grains for like a year.
Really?
At least.
Did you try to feed it to them?
No, we just didn't want to give her grains. Held her off.
You didn't want to?
We didn't want
to. Trying to save money or something?
No, we're trying to raise her like on pure, just fruits and breast milk.
Well, they gotta have grains at some point, you know.
At some point.
Okay.
I was really anti-grain at one point in my life, Kaustubha.
Oh,
remember
that's
that
what it was.
time in my life?
Some macrobiotic thing or something.
No, it was like a raw foodist.
Yeah, anti-grain.
It was anti-grain. You and me had a big argument about it too. You're eating. I was like, you're eating too many grains.
You were telling me.
Yeah, I was telling you that.
Look at me. I'm doing all right. I'm still here.
You're doing great. I'm a mess.
Eat those grains, right? But no.
Anyway, I should have stayed on that diet.
Never too late to go back. We're gonna get on the grain diet. So anyway, they held it up on the roof of one of these buildings here. It's beautiful. It's overlooking the Ganga. You look this way, it's the Ganga. You look that way, it's the temple of the Vedic planetarium. They're up there doing kirtan.
Beautiful than that. Yeah.
Everybody's dressed nice. You know, the ladies are all decked out. Nice kirtan going on. And the idea is that, they have all these different rites of passage for the child, and they're all focused around, a God-centered life. But part of the idea is the parents want all of the local Vaishnavas, all the bhakti yogis, to bless their child. So the idea is you want to make them as happy as possible, so you invite them over and you feed them really well,
Okay.
So,
and you were one of the guests just eating your grains.
They fed me well. I haven't had a feast like that in
You're
quite
like, more
some time.
grains.
More grains. Bring me more grain, or I won't be happy.
More grains. Poor Raghunath can't afford any.
They had sweet rice at the end. They had a lot. It was really delicious meal.
Oh,
so
nice.
Anyway, why were we talking about that? You mentioned something about eating.
We're just talking about what we're doing, what you did.
So I did that yesterday. That was fun. And today is a little quieter. And I may go to the Ganga after the show, but it's looking a little cloudy. Maybe it rains. I don't know.
You're not picking up any of the Kenny. You're not picking up any of the Kenny G jazz they're playing here in the background, are you? Is your mic is our mic picking that up? Okay, good. Because I'm ready to lose it right now. I'm ready to lose it.
I think they put a little Beatles up there or something, not Kenny G.
We had a good morning. We had a very sweet morning at the Ganga.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something first.
What?
Everybody seems to say a little bit lower gear. That could be because of the travel. It could be because you stepped out of like party Rajasthan and you've gone into yoga, Rishikesh. Is it a combination of the two, maybe? So that you haven't eaten grains in a while?
We had travel, but I think as soon as we had a long day of travel, we had a layover.
Yeah. That can slow you down.
I give credit to the group, not me. I tend to get a little grumpy. I keep it inside. No one knows, but
We know.
we got some good people. We got some good people here on this trip. We got no Debbie Downers, and
That's
we
excellent.
we have this one sweet lady who came. She's like, I thought this was a yoga retreat. I've been on your mailing list for about 9 years or something. I was like, well, things have changed.
Raghunath and I have some stories about people we used to take around on pilgrimage years ago, and just a few. There's none of that anymore. Now that we have the podcast, people know what they're getting into.
People know what they're getting into, right? Usually. But anyway, to make a long story short, she's great. But, and it's all attitude. We got great attitudes. Great attitudes go a long way in Bhakti Yoga and in travel through India. So we had a layover, eating airplane food, whatever. And then we got to Rishikesh. We immediately walked to the Ganga to put on our bathing attire and bathed and said our prayers and bathed in the Ganga. And it was like we took a new body. It was like those horse rejuvenation sacrifices.
Nice.
It's like we went in there with our old sleepy bodies that were like exhausted from travel. And just I felt like I got a new body yesterday bathing in the Ganga. And the Ganga, I can't explain this, what it does, but people are like purging demons and old trauma and crying their eyes out. It happens every time. The Ganga is not ordinary. And where our hotel is, it's so clean and it looks so beautiful and pristine. And you just want to stay there.
Something's going on here. It's like you've
maybe I've taken on a heavenly body, a heavenly consciousness.
No, I'm just saying it's gone from like that was bhakti party. You slow down. Mara's not wearing fancy earrings today. I've noticed. You see,
we just spent the morning, Prabhu, in meditation. We went up to Vashista's cave. We went inside. We meditated on Lord Shiva, asked for permission into the rasa dance. We sat there in a cave. Sitting in a cave does something to your consciousness.
That's what I'm saying.
It makes you drop in. It makes you drop into yourself. Then we went out. We walked far away from the ashram to a deserted place on the banks of the Ganga. And we just sat with Mother. We sang songs. I gave a really heavy lecture about, what was it about? Everyone's going to, the whole material world is crumbling, and that's okay. Yeah. Yes. And then we just said, you know what? Now we're going to spend some time with our hopes, dreams, and prayers, wishes, and prayer for connection. And we all had our private moments with the Ganga. That's what's happening.
It was kind of like Bollywood the last few days.
It wasn't Bollywood, Prabhu. It was Bhakti-hood. Bhakti-wood.
Well, that's what I mean. Bhakti Bollywood, but
yeah.
Okay. So I'd be interested to hear what kind of realizations you come up with during today's show.
Yeah. Well, we are I mean, that was those two things happened this morning for our morning program, and then going to Vashista's cave. Now we just had lunch. Now we're doing the podcast, and guess what we're doing right after this podcast? We're getting in the bus, driving to Lakshman Jula, going to have a little Ram Jula.
How far are you from there?
It's like, with all the traffic and the cacophony, it's probably going to be an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, is that far? You're way up there.
Well, because Ram Jula is at the bottom. And so we're north of Lakshman Jula. So we got to go past Lakshman Jula, through all that cacophony, which is Rishikesh. We got to get out. We got to cross the bridge with our instruments, park it, sit down. And then we have kirtan out there. And it's one of my favorite things to do in the world. Having kirtan. And you know why? Because people go to Rishikesh eager for God. That's why they go there.
To him. Yeah.
And you know what?
But if there's nobody to give it to, you don't get it.
It's come through the holy name.
There you go.
You can try whatever you want. Try whatever practice you want to do. But I tell you, nothing is more powerful, I've found, than just singing together with a group of people and calling God's name. It's very, very powerful. Recommended in this age. Just sitting in silence will be good for your mind, but it's not going to give you love of God. It might make you peaceful. It's not going to give you love of God. Harinama, Harinama, Harinama Eva Kevalam, right? In this age of Kali, there's no other way. You just come together with friends and sing loudly. And that's what we're going to do. And then guess what? Guess what, Mr. Kastuba?
Tell me.
We are being met by His Holiness Satchidananda Swami. Satchidananda Swami is going to drop in on our kirtan, walk us across the street to our buddy's house, and we're going to have a satsang there.
Oh, that's great.
And then we're going to go to Choti Waller's for dinner. Boom, Glub Jummins. Game over.
That's the
What
one
a
with
day.
the kind of chubby brahmachari.
Yes,
Is
yes.
their logo.
I'm starting to
mascot
feel
or
like Choti Walla himself. All I need is a Choti.
yeah, but now you're in the if you would have stayed longer in Rajasthan, you would have been eating a lot. But now you're in your yogi mood. I can tell. You're going deep.
No.
I feel it. I feel your energy, Raghu. Mara
All
too.
right. Yeah, look at her.
Mara's
She's very
given up on being so
grounded herself.
glamorous. She's just like, I can be a yogini. I don't need to
She thinks
impress
she's
the
a
world with my
Bollywood
glamour.
star over there with those knitting needles.
All right.
All right. Let's get on with the show, my friend. There's a lot of
do it.
important things to do.
Yeah.
Lord.
Chance of mantras.
You want some announcements?
Oh, good.
We're over that. We missed that. That window closed.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Quick though. Quick.
Bhakti Recovery Group meetings 1, 2, and 9 p.m. Eastern time today. And the show will be at this time again tomorrow, 5 a.m. Eastern time.
All right.
By the way, prayers go out and have gone out in the Ganga for Bhakti Louis. He's one of the OG in the hardcore scene that got us into Bhakti. And he's also OG in the Wisdom of Sages team. He's there from the beginning. Yep. And we love him. We heard he got mugged. We heard he got seriously mugged, and he's in a coma. And I tell you, there is a war going on, country to country. We know that. There's wars going on in the nation, in the cities, in the inner cities. There's wars going on within our own minds.
Hot and cold wars.
Yeah, there is constant wars going on. And to the degree that we're in Sattvaguna, there's less war. If we're living in Rajasthan Thomas, there's more war. But the fact is, there's always going to be the war against the jiva and the time factor. To the degree we identify with this body, there's going to be a war. There's going to be pain. There's going to be hell. And so we're trying to give the best information, according to the Bhagavatam, is let's connect with spirit. And so we love Bhakti Louis, and this is so tragic that it happened to him. People are living in there's people are steeped in passion and ignorance now. And we're praying that he makes it through this. And if he doesn't make it through, he is a special soul. He is a special soul that's touched a lot of people's hearts, and we love you. And there's nothing but good fortune for the devotee.
Yeah. Okay.
Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam madhirayat. Before we start in the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayeshva baldreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. By regular attendance in classes in the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart will become eradicated in loving service to the Supreme Lord, who's praised with transcendental songs, will be established as an irrevocable fact. Om Agyana Tamarandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksurun Midatam Nena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My teachers are opening my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances to their lotus feet.
Yes.
Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 8, Text 27 and 28.
27 and 28. So what can you update us on what's happening again? What's going on? Who are talking to?
No, I can't. My brain's not working like that yet.
Okay, maybe I can. I can try.
I don't think like that.
We've got the okay, no problem. We're in the middle of the Narayana Kavacha shield. Right? Yeah. This incantation. It's an incantation. We're gonna. Right? You with me?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So this is what Indra's prayer is. This is what Indra went to a priest, right? He went to kind of a mystic, He was searching for some kind of incantation, something that he could chant that would protect him from the attacks of his enemies, the asuras or the demons, so that he could serve God, but also to maintain his opulent position as more or less king of the universe, right? And so he's being given that right now. And it's a prayer that it's in one sense, it's in harmony. You know, it's like I want to be aligned with the will of God,
Right.
but it's not pure devotion. It's not, because it's kind of saying, I want this, I want that. You know, this is an important topic. It's just like,
I want this, I want that.
yeah, when we go into the heart, what is it that we want? What is it? Because whatever it is, in a sense, we kind of get it. We don't always get it the way that we want it. We're not always happy with it. But really practicing bhakti or yoga in general, especially the bhakti yogis, we can kind of understand it as we're just trying to get to the point where right to the very core of the heart, we don't want anything except pure love for God, pure love for every living being. That's our goal, just to get there. Indra's not there yet, so he's being given this prayer that's a prayer for protection, and you could say in a sense it's a prayer for power, but it's a prayer to Lord Narayan, to Lord Vishnu, to attain it. I had some a kind of a breakdown of this prayer, like what's being asked for. I just thought it might be interesting to go through it real quick. You want to see what's...
Did you make it up, or you found this, the Narayan Kavacha breakdown?
It's in the Bhagavat Subodhini, this overview
study guide, right?
But it just kind of breaks it down. I mean, it's all there, we've been through, but it's interesting. It's kind of a zoom out overview kind of thing, right?
It's so cool that people have been studying the Bhagavatam for millennia.
Right where you are, in that cave, Raghunath.
Yeah, in the cave,
Right
by the
there in that
Ganga,
cave.
singing
Thousands of years
songs,
ago.
telling stories, forever. It's
This stuff doesn't go
unbelievable.
away. No,
So it doesn't
stuff's
go
real.
away. It's transmitted. And Krishna said himself, it went away for a while. In the Bhagavad Gita, he says, it went away for a while, and I'm here to kickstart it again.
Yeah. It
sometimes
doesn't
goes
ever
away.
go away,
It
but
never disappears. Truth never
Yeah.
disappears. It just becomes unmanifest, then it becomes manifest again. And Krishna
Yeah.
sends some messengers. I think we need a messenger right now. Krishna, I guess this is the message. Maybe we're the messengers. Maybe we're the messengers.
It's been you all along, Raghunath. Okay, so text 12 through 19, it was asking for protection from various forms of the Lord. Matsya wanted protection while in water and fierce animals in the water. From Vamana, wanted protection on the land. Vishvarupa or Trivikrama for protection in the sky. Nrsingadev for protection in difficult places like the forest or the battlefield. Varaha giving protection in the streets. That's what the one for Louis needed. Boy, whew.
Oh my God.
Varaha. Parashuram giving protection at the top of the mountains. Ramachandra in foreign countries. Narayana, Lord Narayan, for unnecessarily following false religious systems. I don't want to get into weird, false, pseudo-spiritual things.
Yeah.
Or falling away from duties out of madness. To Nara for unnecessary pride. To Dattatreya for falling from bhakti yoga. To Kapila.
Are you recapping everything we did yesterday?
Everything we've done up to this point in the Narayan Kavacha.
Okay, you're recapping it. That's what's going on.
Yes, that's what I said. Okay. I thought you were in a yoga mood. You're actually listening now, not just a party mood. You're still okay. All right. So Kapila for protection from material bondage of fruitive activities. To Sanat Kumara, protection from lusty desires. Hayagriva, protection from neglecting to offer obeisances properly to the Lord. To Narda for committing offenses in the daily rituals of deity worship. Korma offering protection from falling into the unlimited hellish planets. Dhanvantari for protection from undesirable edibles and physical illness. Rishabdev.
Undesirable edibles. That's a problem.
It's a big problem.
They've thought about this. This prayer covers everything.
That's why I'm saying he's trying to.
It's almost like an insurance policy. You ever read insurance policy details? It covers for earthquakes, forest fires, catastrophes like house collapsing.
He's trying to cover all the bases with this. That's what he's looking for, and that's kind of what they're giving. From Rishabdev, protection from fear produced by the dualities. Yagna, offering protection from defamation. Balaram from injuries caused by others. Shesha from envious serpents.
Oh.
Because, I mean, you got all this covered, and then an envious serpent bites you.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Am I covered for envious serpents? No,
Okay.
you're covered for nice serpents with the envious ones.
Okay, then from Srila Vyasadeva for ignorance resulting from absence of Vedic knowledge. And then from Buddha Deva, protection from activities opposed to Vedic principles and laziness that causes one to madly forget them. And then Kalki Devi from the dirt of the age of Kali Yuga. So that got us through text 19. What text are we on now? 26? Was that 27?
27.
Yeah, it seems like Martine showed up. She was on Zoom, and I think I shamed her out of bed. Thanks for coming, Martine. Glad you're here.
Now, text 20 through 22, Raghunath, these were protection during different parts of the day. Keshava for the first part of the day, Govinda for the second, Narayan for the third, Vishnu with his disc for the fourth, that's noonish, Madhusudana in the fifth part, the afternoon, Madhava for protection in the evening, Hrishikesha for the beginning of the night, Padmanabh for the dead of night, Srivatsadhama, midnight, Janardana, end of night, Damodar, early morning, Visheshwar, junctions of day and night.
You know, yesterday or the day before yesterday, when we were reading these from the book, I was like, we should just skip over this part and just say protection from all over. And not only did we read them all, you're actually reading them again.
Well, I'm going through them
I don't understand you.
I guess I'm maybe interested in this book. What's going on?
Oh my God, Mara's losing it here today.
Mara's losing it. She's breaking down.
Laugh in the microphone, please. Not picking.
Okay, no, because an overview. We're getting a picture of what it's about. Now you know, because if you're all zoomed out, she's losing it.
Oh God, when Mara loses it,
we're in trouble.
Out. All right. Anyway,
we're almost done now, Raghunath.
We're interested in the book, but you and I have discussed privately that there's sometimes lots of little details that we might just want to skip over to keep a fluid story going.
This was fluid, except you kept interrupting me. No, we're almost done. Now just bear with me, just another moment more, okay? Just.
What else does the Lord want to? Are you going to say
protection? Then protection by the Lord's weapons. You're never going to be granted this protection because you have no interest in it. Right now, all of these different devas and lords
with the Bhagavatam. That's part of my job.
Right now, you could run into a serpent today if you're not careful. An envious one.
An envious serpent.
So just listen. We're almost done. Hold on. Now, then came protection from the Lord's different weapons: the disc, the club, the conch, the sword, and the shield. And that's where we are now. 26. Go ahead, hit it.
27. May the glorification of the transcendental name.
Now 27 through 34, protection by the Lord's various energies and attributes. Hit it.
Oh my God. Okay, my whole live crew can't stop laughing either. May the glorification of the transcendental name,
Maris, look at her.
And paraphernalia. I've never seen her
right now. Take a look. She's still losing it. She's okay.
May the glorification of the transcendental name, form, qualities, and paraphernalia of the Supreme Personality of Godhead protect us from the influence of bad planets, meteors, envious human beings, more serpents, scorpions. Can't forget scorpions. Animals. What?
Yeah. Go ahead. Finish the verse, and I got something to say.
And animals like tigers and wolves. May it protect us from ghosts and the material elements like earth, water, fire, and air. I'm trying to think how earth could hurt you. I guess landslides, earthquakes, water, drowning, fire,
sinkholes,
air. How can air hurt you?
You kidding me?
Tornado. Okay, gotcha. Okay, makes sense. And it may also protect us from lightning and our past sins. Yes. Can I finish the verse, please?
Oh, yeah, finish.
We are always afraid of these hindrances to our auspicious life. Therefore, May they all be completely destroyed by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Why does it say that? I thought we were doing the Narayana kavacha.
Well, that's part. I think that's Prabhupada. Let's see what actually was
Prabhupada
said.
inserting
Prabhupada,
whoop, Hare Krishna mantra.
I think it has to do with just glorification. Bhagavat Nama Rupa Anukirtanat. Glorifying the transcendental form, name, and attributes and paraphernalia. So Prabhupada says you do that through chanting Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Lord Garuda.
Hold it, Raghunath.
Yeah. What's up, bro?
I was also invited for lunch the day before.
Squirrel me this, oh brother.
I'm not going to tell you who, because once I do, first of all, I don't want to mention the person, but it's someone that I knew from a long time back.
Yeah, I'm going to guess.
Very nice devotee and his wife. They really took nice care of us. They invited Tara and I over, and just friendly, nice get together. Mayapur is incredible like that. So many wonderful people. And then he said, well, you know what my latest seva is? What I do now?
What?
You know what he does now, brother?
What?
Ghost busting.
Oh, really?
Ghost. I see. I knew he perked up.
Ghost busting.
He looks at the photograph of someone and he can see what's going on.
How do you learn that?
And then he knows how to trap them.
How do you trap them? Like a vacuum cleaner or something?
He's got a way of trapping them.
Here, put this hose in your mouth.
He went into a lot of details about this, Raghunath. You would have been fascinated. I said, Raghunath, we would love to have you on the show.
Do I? Oh, let's get him on the show.
I'm not going to tell you who it is. So you're never going to know.
You know why? A lot of people have ghosts and they don't even know it. They think, I have chronic sickness.
If they have ghosts and they need help, they can write to wisdomofthesages108@gmail.com and we can.
Let's just get him on the show, Bubba.
He doesn't charge or anything like that. He just
Let's get him on the show.
We're not doing it, Raghunath.
Why? Vedic culture, duh. You squirreled this. I didn't.
I know.
I was reading the Bhagavatam happily.
Let's continue.
Text 29. Now that you've piqued my interest, piqued my ghostly appetite. Lord Garuda, the carrier of Lord Vishnu, is the most worshipable Lord, for he is as powerful as the Supreme Lord himself. He is the personified Vedas and is worshipped by selected verses. May he protect us from all dangerous conditions. And may Lord Vishvakshena, the personality of Godhead, also protect us from all dangers by his holy names. May the Supreme Person
is spoken about as like the like one of the guards of Lord Vishnu or something like that. But
what's that verse? Vishvakshena Katoshuya Aparyeya Diradim Shrama Evi Kevalam.
But yeah, but Vishvakshena here it seems to be like Vishvakshena. I don't know, maybe because they speak of Garuda here and they call him the Lord almost too. So
yeah, they probably expansions of the Lord.
Yeah, I think some kind of expansion. Okay.
May the Supreme Personality of Godhead's holy names, his transcendental forms, his carriers, and all of the weapons decorating him as personal associates. These weapons are beings.
Yeah.
Protect our intelligence, senses, mind, and life heirs from all dangers. Yeah, this is like a type of transcendental insurance policy.
You know,
the subtle and gross.
I was going to say, one time, because you mentioned what did you say? The weapons are like people. Is that what you said?
They're beings.
They're beings.
They're transcendental beings.
One time there was a lawsuit that was being brought up against ISKCON to try to like usurp the entire thing. Right.
From who?
From ISKCON. Like,
who's going to take it over? Who's going to take it over?
It was actually one of Prabhupada's sons.
And he's going to run it? Prabhupada's son was going to run it?
No, but you could sell it all, you know? You could.
Who's going to buy it?
You kidding me?
Buy our church?
So many properties all around the world?
Oh, I get it. Sell it. Like, end it and sell it. Yeah. Oh, my God.
And so my guru, they brought in Narayana Maharaj from Vrindavan as like a witness to, someone who wasn't part of ISKCON that could explain things.
Well, what was his case?
I guess he just said, I'm his son and I inherited it. It was something like that, you know?
Well,
and
low down trick, isn't it?
Well, anyway, he's Prabhupada's son, so we'll be careful what we say.
So don't say anything, okay? Did I just make a grave offense?
Anyway, I think it's okay.
But I didn't mean it. God
but
and Prabhupada's son. I'm sorry.
anything could happen to you today, Raghunath, because you're
No, serpents,
you're like
scorpions,
you're hanging out there with no
tornadoes.
protection today.
It sounds like you're putting the Maloki on me.
I'm not. It's just I'm trying to help you here. I was going through
All right,
it all
listen,
over
I'm
again.
reading the Bhagavatam. You're squirreling out of control. Very good squirrels, may I add, but still a squirrel. But go on.
Well, hold on. I'm going to get to this. So on the morning before, like the first hearing, while they're about to go into court, my guru was standing before. It was in Mumbai, and they're at the Juhu temple, and my guru was standing there for a long time, praying and meditating in front of the altar of Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. And I'm not sure if it was Narayana Maharaj or another devotee, but they said to him, like, you're praying to Lord Ram, like, so for the protection of the, in this court case, you're meditating on Lord Ram. Yeah. And he said, I'm not meditating on Lord Ram. You know what he said?
I'm meditating on Ram's arrows.
I'm meditating on his weapons. Yeah. Interesting, right?
Interesting.
They have power. They have.
And so what happened? We won.
Yeah.
Oh. You ever see pictures of Prabhupada's kids when they were older?
Some. Yeah.
They look just like Prabhupada.
No kidding. Sister too.
Yeah. Cute.
Okay. Text 31. Okay. So you may have noticed, Raghunath, the last few verses, they've gotten more devotional. I mean, at least there's still I want this, I want that, but
it's turning up a little bit. The bhakti,
we're talking about the holy names and so on. Now this we're on. Which one are we on now? 31.
Yeah.
I wonder if we freaked anybody out yet about the ghost thing.
That's why we're not going to have it on the show, because people are going to freak out. They're going to think we're crazy if we brought that on the show.
Or they could be like, you know what? We never thought about this. You guys are wise. You guys are wise. Popular. It definitely would be popular. It may be one of our biggest episodes.
It probably would be.
And you wanted to stay. You want to stay in line and live in a box. I'm trying to expand this thing, man.
I've got the Ghostbuster.
Give the people what they want: ghosts and UFOs. That's all we want. Abductions. We've got it. It's in our scriptures. There's abductions happening on a regular basis.
It went into a lot more. He was going into a lot more how the demons are operating behind the scenes and all that stuff.
But the demons are jivas, right?
Yeah, still they got power.
Bad habits.
They got power. Okay.
God knows what's going on in the subtle realm. It's unbelievable.
So text 31, is that the next one?
I wonder how the devil fits into all this.
He doesn't. Go ahead, read text 31.
He doesn't. He does. He's probably one of the chief demons.
Go ahead, read text 31.
The subtle and the gross cosmic manifestation is material. But nevertheless, it is not different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is ultimately the cause of all causes. Cause and effect are factually one because the cause is present in the effect. Mm-hmm. Therefore, the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can destroy all our dangers by any of his potent parts.
Okay. We're
text
expanding.
33.
I want to share one thing before we read text 32 and 33, Raghunath. You ready?
Not today, Satan. Go.
Are you? Let's take a ritual, like a ritual that you would go to a Brahmin, a priest for, right? And you're praying for a thing of this world. Look at me, Raghunath, and away from the. There you go. Okay.
How can you see me?
Oh, it's so obvious, Raghunath. Whenever you look like you're concentrating, I know that it's a bad news.
All right, I was looking too deep. He must be reading the message board.
That kind of absorption.
You know what? I just like to be with the people. I like to be with them and have them feel validated.
We're with the people when we're doing the show together. So when there's a whole idea that like the whole karma kanda part of the Vedas, it's not what Vyasdev was trying to take people to. It's not the pure love, which is all meant to. But the idea was, even if you did want the things of this world, you would have to go to a priest, and that priest, that brahmana, you know, they would be more, they would be good association, good sangha, you know, and they would also chant hymns, and the hymns would be more elevated than your karmic attitude. So there's kind of education going on through the ritual. You understand?
Yeah.
So even if I want the things of this world through the ritual, I'm still getting education to take me higher. And as we get to the end of this Narayana, this is the last verse, and then he throws one on the end. But these two right here, they'll throw a prayer to Nrsingadev following this. But these last two verses, they really get where we're meant to go, which is seeing God everywhere and in everything. When we see God everywhere and everything, we're no longer praying for the things of this world. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's a lack of that vision that makes us want the things of this world. It's a lack of that kind of vision that leaves us feeling some kind of emptiness and trying to fill it with something of this world. But when you have that vision, God is everywhere, God is in everyone.
Ever get whatever you wanted? And you're like, I wanted this so much and I got it. And you're like,
Oh,
Raghunath,
I got a story for you.
You are squirrel master today. But
well,
go.
let's read this verse.
You run, squirrel, run. Your squirrels have been very good today. Matter of fact, I'm going to petition you. I'm going to petition you to at least let the Ghostbusters show up on a walk on Wednesday. Give me that. Throw me that Ghostbuster.
I'll think about it.
Come on.
I'll think about it. Hey, I'm
going to find him.
You've got no idea, and you'll never find him. But you just gained a lot of ground just by me considering it as a possibility. So take what you got for now.
Love holding the strings.
I'm going to hold that.
Your puppet boy.
All right. Read text 32 and 33, and then I'm going to tell you a nice story after that, Raghunath.
All right. We should have a whole show of squirrels.
I think we're doing it right now, unless you read these.
We're doing it right now. I blame Mara for that. Her laughing, her cackling took like
jocularity.
It was like a 5-minute cackle.
She was going off.
The subtle and gross cosmic manifestation is material, but nevertheless, it is not.
Text 32 and 33.
Okay. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the living entities, the material energy, the spiritual energy, and the entire creation of all individual substances
are all individual
substances. In the ultimate analysis, however, together they constitute the supreme one, the personality of Godhead.
Okay,
Therefore,
so in other words, although these are different, there's God, there's us, there's a material world that we're moving around through and all that energy. There's spiritual energy beyond that. All of these, they're individual substances, but they're all God's energy. So in one sense, when you put them all together, you've got God, right?
Right. Yep.
However, together they constitute the supreme one, the personality of God. Okay. Therefore,
those who are advanced in spiritual knowledge see unity in diversity.
Okay, they're different energies, but they're all coming from the one source.
Yeah.
Okay.
For his hand, for such advanced persons, the Lord's bodily decorations, his name, his fame, his attributes, and his forms, and the weapons in his hand are manifestations of strength, of the strength of his potency.
Okay.
According to their elevated spiritual understanding, the omniscient Lord, who manifests various forms, is present everywhere.
There you go.
May he always protect us from all calamities.
Okay. So here it's blending in, right? Like, okay, protect me, but now I'm beginning to see him everywhere. I think we always need to remember this, Raghunath. Why do you go to a temple? You know, God's in the temple, but the reason why we go is so that when we leave the temple, we can see God everywhere, right?
Nice.
Yeah, and so try to, whatever we're doing in our practices, it's really that we feel God in our heart at every moment in our life, that we see God in the hearts of others at every moment in our life, that we see the movements of this world as working under the dictation of God. In this way, we realize that we are existing in God, and God is existing in us at every moment. That's spiritual. That's deep spiritual understanding. You know, we got to take it from theoretical and we have to try to see it. We got to try to see through those eyes. So even though this was a materialistic prayer, what the priest is doing he's designed it in such a way where it's reminding you, even though you're materialistic, God's everywhere. You're in God. God is in you. Don't forget. It's meant to bring you up. But here's your story, Raghunath.
Okay, hit me.
Because what you
Squirrel me.
said was really important. What you said something about getting what you want, and then it's not what you
Ever
want.
get what you want, and you're like, now what? Now what?
Yeah.
Big deal. I got it. I thought it was gonna be much better than it actually is.
Or sometimes
That's happened.
It's like you wish you didn't want it.
Like, what have I done? What have I done? Why did I do that? Now I got this thing. Yeah, that's horrible. and I owe so much money for this thing every month.
Well, you know, Raghunath, I think that theme is like probably every culture in the world has stories about that very thing, right? Like wanting something and then realizing that I should have never wanted that. And as
It's almost like a child's story.
There's probably Aesop fable about that, right? It's probably something about that.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the Twilight Zone, Raghunath. You there? You frozen?
You are a one-track pony.
No. What do you mean one-track pony?
You're a one-trick pony.
You tell me I've been all over the place today.
I know, but that's what always go back to that Twilight Zone.
No, this is a different Twilight Zone. This is a different Twilight Zone. Are you ready?
What's his other one?
You know, we're getting
Just want to hear the Twilight.
I'm wondering if we need to tell people to turn off their screens, Mara.
Really?
Because,
you got a bad thing going? Am I choppy?
Well, you're frozen right now. You've been frozen for a bit. I can hear you. You know, you were lagging a little bit in the audio before.
You like me, don't you?
I want you to. I want to stay connected, Raghunath.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
should we
stopping audios, man, pulling.
Okay. We're shutting down the videos. Shutting them down. Okay.
Okay. What were we talking about?
So this Twilight Zone, there was one Twilight Zone, and the title of it was "The Man in the Bottle." You ever see that one?
Dreamy style.
What's that?
I dreamy style.
Well, it was like that. This is how it worked: is that the episode opened up with an elderly couple that ran like a kind of an antique shop. You with me?
I think I remember this. Go on.
Yeah, and so
they bought a bottle. Someone bought a bottle, and there were people in the bottle.
Slow down.
Okay.
So
it's the most condescending statement you say to me every show. Slow down, slow it down.
It's not condescending. It's just you got to slow it down. You know, you're going too fast. Not condescending. It's just we're trying to keep. It's like.
All right. What happened?
So there's this couple and they run this antique shop, but like they're really like business is really slow and they're hardly making any money. And I think the first thing that happens in the show is like they're sweeping up and by mistake, the end of their broom kind of breaks the glass display of their little display box.
Oh yeah.
So there's a big crack and they're like, oh no, we can't afford to fix that. And then an old lady comes in and she's got this bottle. And she wants to sell it for $1. And he's like, I'm never going to be able to sell this thing. I'm not selling anything that's in my shop. What am I going to do with this bottle? Nobody's going to buy this bottle. And she's like, but please help me. I really need some help. And he says, okay, here's $1. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. And he takes the bottle. And then he's kind of rubbing the bottle or something like that. And poof, smoke starts to come out of the bottle. And then this man, like this genie comes out. He's kind of a genie, like wearing a suit and a hat, and he's got a cane and everything like that.
Not your typical genie, more like an English.
Yeah, he wasn't like a Turkish or like Arabian kind of
Arabian genie. He was more like a lord,
gent,
a gent with a monocle and
no monocle
and a top hat.
You always want to go for the monocle. So he informed them. He was a little creepy too. He seemed a little bit evil.
Okay, yeah, sure. I can imagine.
But he said,
bottle. I could do that to you.
He said, you have 4 wishes. you know,
Ooh.
and they're skeptical. I don't know why they're skeptical when the guy just kind of like grew, kind of just like came out of
right.
his
Why
poof
be
out of the
skeptical? He
bottle.
just came out of a bottle. I believe anything that apparition said.
Exactly.
And the first thing I would say is, I want 100 wishes. That's my first wish. Boom.
Yeah.
I've
I don't think he
conquered
plays
the
that game.
genie.
I don't
Huh?
think he plays that game. I don't think he would play that game. Genie don't.
You're
play
saying
like
there's
that.
rules to the apparition man?
Whatever
Okay.
rules he wants. And so so he says you have 4 different wishes, but he warns them to be careful what you wish for.
That's a famous line.
Yeah.
I say that.
That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So, Indra, he's wishing for protection. He's wishing for his enemies to be wiped out and their eyes to be plucked out and to be pulverized. But is that really what he should be wishing for?
Are we going to get more of this story?
Yeah. I'm just tying them together.
Okay.
Sewing them together.
Okay.
So the first wish, they're skeptical. So they say, okay, fix this glass display case.
What a waste of a wish. You could have hired a guy for that.
So he just goes room and the thing's fixed. And they're like, then it starts to sink in. Whoa. We got a magic man here. We're onto something here. So they kind of, the two of them kind of get together and they're consulting with them. What are we going to wish for? What's going to be? I don't know, but whatever we want, we can get it right now. $1 million, right? So they wish for $1 million. And it starts falling from the sky into their shop. It's like it's raining money. And they're like, oh my God, oh
minted?
my God.
Where did they get it from? Is it
the genie knows how to do this? And the genie's like, ha 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 ha. He's like, he's got this laugh going on. And the money's falling. And then they were good people, right? Like he was a good guy. You could see he gave money to that lady to buy the bottle in the first place, even though
he was good.
And now when they got all that money, they said, well, we can give money to our friends because they're just as poor as we are. And all the friends are coming over and they're handing out stacks of bills, right?
Okay.
They give away a good amount of it, but then like this IRS agent like walks in the door and says,
"You tax on that magic money."
He's going to tax them, and he walks away and he takes everything but $5. They got $5 left.
Oh.
And they're like, oh man, okay, now we got 2 left. Let's not waste these. And they really start to think, right? And he's saying, okay, but
I want after tax money, $1 million after taxes. How about that?
Well, they're consulting what they think they need to do.
Okay.
And so they decide. He says, "Okay, I want you to make me the leader of a country, a foreign country."
Oh, don't ask for. Are you kidding? It's the toughest job in the world.
Make me
there's
the
coups,
leader.
There's people that want to kill you.
A foreign country, and that can never be voted out of office.
No.
So, and he says, "Are you sure that that's what you want?" It's like, Raga's like, "No, don't
consult with me."
So he says, "Yes, that's what we want." And he goes, "Ah, ha, 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 ha," and then and then the next thing you see is it's a scene from behind. You're looking from behind, and there's a man, and he's got kind of like his head lying on his desk, and he's like crying. It looks like he's in some kind of basement thing. And then like there's this soldier that comes up to him and says, they're coming, they've surrounded us, and this is it, And then the man turns around, the one that's crying on the desk, he turns around and it's Hitler. He turned into Hitler.
He wished to be a leader, but he didn't say what kind of leader. Is that where we're going with this?
Well, the point was he was thinking, oh, wouldn't that power be great to be a leader, to be someone that couldn't be voted out of office? Well, he got his wish. And and now he's about to die in the bunker, and he's like totally in mental suffering and anxiety. And then another kind of one of their soldiers comes in and says, Mein Führer, here it is, like you can. He hands him like a bottle of poison, He says it's painless.
That's the theory that
it's quick,
that the higher ups killed themselves.
Yeah. And so he's about to drink it, and then he realizes, oh, there's one wish I can wish my way out of this.
Oh yeah.
I want to be back.
I want to be back.
Right.
You should have made it more detailed. I want to be back and have $1 million after taxes.
That would be 2 wishes, right? You're thinking the genie just like, no, you can't just manipulate this guy. He's going to say that would be 2 wishes. So he wishes himself back, and then he's back, and he's like, "Oh my God, what did I just go
He's
through?"
poor. Back where he was.
And when he says that, when he says that wish, he throws that bottle of poison on the ground, and it shatters. And then the next thing you see is like that original bottle that the genie came out of is broken on the ground, and he's back in that shop.
Mm.
And then the two of them are like looking at each other like, "Oh my God, these wishes, we didn't know what we were doing. They just messed up our whole life. We didn't." And then they sweep that up, that bottle, and they put it in the garbage. But they don't notice it. But in the garbage, the bottle comes back together, and it's got smoke inside there. It's like the next person's going to get their opportunity.
You can't
get
that. Get rid of that bottle. Interesting. You know, they did give charity to a bunch of their friends, and I think that's important takeaway here. Give money to your friends. And
it's the only thing that lasted for them. Yeah. But and then right at the very end, I think they turned around with that broom and they cracked the glass again. So even that they didn't get. You know, they're right back.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But here's the people. But this is a common theme, is it not? And my point is this: it's not just like some kind of. It's more than just like an Aesop's fables kind of thing. It really gets down to the very essence of our existence in this world. It's really about, what do you desire, right? What is it in your heart that you desire?
Maybe that's what we're working towards in Bhakti, is refining.
That's what it's all
desire.
about.
Refining our desires.
Yeah. Distilling them, you could say, right?
Refining, distilling, sanding them down,
okay.
Smoothing them out, refining.
Yeah.
Refining.
You know, we say, what is it? You know, Krishna's saying, I reciprocate as people approach me. If you want something according to your karma, I'll give it to you. You know, but
as you walk towards Krishna, he's walking towards you faster. But you got to walk towards him. And if you run towards him, forget it. You'll run right in his arms. He'll pick you up off your feet and swing you around.
You can. He will do that.
Embrace you.
But you know, I was going to say that if we look at our situation right now, from the perspective that we get from Bhagavatam, we're here because it's what we wanted. You know, it's what we wanted and what we were able to purchase with the punya with the merit of our previous activities. But we're here because this is what we wanted. But are we happy, or are we like this guy who's like, oh, you know, I want this, and then you end up suffering? You know, we're suffering because we're in these bodies. We're suffering from loss. We're suffering from losing our dignity, and we're suffering from, you know, loss of loved ones. We're suffering from growing old, and we're suffering in so many ways, but we wanted this. So the cure is to purify what we want. And what all of these bhakti texts are telling us is that cultivate wanting nothing but pure love and nothing else. And Indra hasn't learned that lesson yet. So he's got what he's wanted. He got this incantation that's going to give him the power, the protection and the power to overcome his enemies. But let's see how happy he is at the end.
Very good. Miss Mara, we have adventures to go on now, Kasuba. And we have an adventurous day ahead of us. I want to thank you for this wonderful squirrel adventure.
Okay.
Next time, I'm going to ask you to be a little bit more focused.
I was totally focused. At every step I was focused, except maybe the Ghostbuster thing.
I can help you. Okay.
Takeaways.
But if you keep lecturing me like that, Raghunath, you may never meet the Ghostbuster.
I can find him. I have my ways of finding Ghostbusters.
All right. There's constant war everywhere. Now is the time to connect with spirit.
Okay.
Yep.
Narayana kavacha is a comprehensive insurance policy.
War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Yeah. Go on.
That had nothing to do with what you just said.
Well, the one before. That was the one before.
Yeah, you got to be more timely with.
I'm a little slow.
Okay. Oh, people can bring their pictures back now, by the way, if they want, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm back, everybody.
Cultivate the vision to see God everywhere and everything.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Be careful what you wish for.
That sounds like a song, doesn't it? I guess it sounds like a 70s metal song. A hair metal song. Careful what you wish for.
Give money to your friends.
Give money to your friends.
Would you like to do that, Raghunath?
Money to your
Give
friends.
money to your friends?
Money to your friends.
I'll take some money.
I'll take.
Raghunath?
Yeah. You want some? Sure, I'll give you whatever you
Just
want.
PayPal me like about, I don't know, 10 grand.
Oh, speaking of what Kastuba wants,
What?
we got him.
Oh, guess what we got you?
We got him.
A
What?
big
something.
sweet ball from Srinachi.
Thank you.
I was like,
Thank
Mara, are you kidding? We're gonna carry this giant, heavy cannonball home with us for Kostuba. He's like, well,
Thank you. See, Mara cares, Raghunath. Thank you. That's
Well,
all
I
I
said
want.
I care, but I weigh things out. Like, is this practical? I just give him a little piece of fudge.
Well, I said we can give it to Janesh and Mayapur for you to bring it to
Okay.
Mayapur for him.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Alright.
Raghunath, that'll, you see, my heart just melted. Forever now I'm indebted.
Mara.
Now maybe I'll get to meet the Ghostbuster.
Yeah, maybe even I'll let you meet the Ghostbusters.
Okay. Well, what's the Ghostbusters name?
I'm not gonna tell you that right now. I haven't even
Well,
gotten
come
that,
on.
I haven't even gotten that
The
big.
chief was like, ask him about the ghost. His heart melted. You got him now.
That was the time.
Okay, go on.
Purify, refine, and distill our desires.
Purify,
Distill.
refine, and distill.
Cultivate, wanting only pure love.
How deep
Okay.
is your love? How deep-
And the devil doesn't fit into all this.
The devil does.
He
The
doesn't
devil
fit
does-
into what?
I'm not.
Kastuba said the devil doesn't.
You don't think Satan, what Jesus was talking about, fits somewhere into this thing? This whole Vedic
Into what?
paradigm? There's probably one planet with a guy named Satan, who's a devil. And there's many devils. There's probably many devils out there. I say, not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. But there's many Satans probably. They're coming after everyone here. Even those, especially those who did not come to the show today. There are a lot of people just lounging around. I had to put the fear of God into Martine to get her out of her bed, snoozing around with her camera
What's the next
off.
adventure?
She's like, she just sets it up with her camera off. Who knows what she was doing? Live in Rishikesh, looking forward to Harinam today at Ram Jula, Ram's Bridge. And look who's here. It's Narayani and Kylie.
They're Govardhan Hill.
And there's Maya dancing covered in dog hair. It's okay, Maya. And Professor Snooky's here.